Welcome back to the Crypto World channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Bitcoin has actually seen a nice bounce along the 200-day moving average. And the 200-day moving average is very significant for the Bitcoin price. And so the fact that we're currently trading above that level and actually using it as support, this is good news in the immediate short term. But when we're zooming out on the daily chart and bringing out some of these oscillators just here, we are actually forming a major divergence in the Bitcoin chart. I'll be explaining exactly what that means in just a moment in this video, and in this video I'll be talking about this chart right here. This is important for all Bitcoin holders, and if that sounds good to you, just before we jump into it, make sure to leave a like on the video down below, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. I post these updates every single day here on the channel, so if you're actually liking these updates every day, feel free to share them around with your friends as well, because right now we are actually in an amazing opportunity in the overall crypto markets. But anyway, with that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here on the Bitcoin US dollar chart on the 4-hour time frame, and yeah, as I discussed in the intro of this video, the Bitcoin price actually has seen a nice bounce along the 200-day moving average, which we previously found some resistance along that exact moving average a few days ago. So the fact that, of course, we've broken above that moving average and seen a retest of that moving average, that is actually a bullish sign in the chart. And the same goes for the 21-week moving average just here. As you can see, it's coming in at a similar price to the 200-day moving average. And once again, we saw a point of rejection along that exact moving average a few days ago. And right now we have broken above that level and seen one nice bounce along that exact moving average. And zooming all the way out on the daily time frame, for those that are new to the channel that are wondering why this 21-week moving average is so important for Bitcoin, zooming out previously in the Bitcoin price just here, as you can see, we did actually break above this moving average in around April, May 2020. And as soon as we broke above that moving average, that was immediately a bullish sign for Bitcoin, as we saw just there. But we did actually enter quite a long consolidation after then, so keep that in mind as well. And then leading into September 2020, we actually came back down and retested that exact moving average. And then after we confirmed that moving average as support, that is when the Bitcoin price began to explode to the upside over the next half a year approximately. And on the flip side, if we cannot break above this moving average, we could have a scenario like this on our hands. This was towards the end of 2019. We actually broke below the 21-week moving average in around September 2019, and then had a sideways consolidation, a massive pump to the upside right into that moving average. And the fact that we never saw a strong break above that moving average, and we only saw one quick wick above that moving average, that meant that the Bitcoin price was obviously getting rejected at that exact moving average, because obviously if we are below the moving average, it actually acts as resistance for the Bitcoin price. So if we cannot see a break above that exact level, once again, we did actually have some bearish price action that followed over the next few weeks. And taking a look at the 2018 bear market just here for Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was actually quite bearish for an entire year. As you can see, for pretty much the most part of this bear market just here, we were using this 21-week moving average as huge resistance throughout the majority of the 2018 bear market once again. And taking a look at the 2017 bull market, we use this exact moving average as huge support throughout the 2017 bull market. Once again, on all of these major corrections, we came back down towards this 21-week moving average and found perfect support along the moving average all the way up during the 2017 bull market once again. So this moving average has been confirmed multiple times as at the very least a significant moving average to pay attention to. So once again, the fact that we're currently trading above the moving average and we are currently using it as support in the short term, once again, this is a good sign in the immediate short term. But still remain very cautious right now, because as you can see, the Bitcoin volume is currently dropping to the downside. And when the volume is going to the downside, that is a sign to be skeptical of the current price action, because when we are on low volume, it is actually easier to manipulate the price of Bitcoin. I am still remaining somewhat cautious here, because it is still possible that we can see a short-term call off, especially when you're zooming out to the daily time frame just here and taking a look at what we've done over the last 3 weeks. We've absolutely blasted to the upside, with the exception of this one short-term call off in around the middle of this bullish price action, which once again, if you're on the channel right back here, we were actually expecting this exact short-term call off before it happened, which obviously led into a bullish falling wedge pattern, which once again, I said on this channel is more likely to break to the upside. So obviously if you were on the channel during that time period just there, Congratulations on the gains. But yeah, while we're on the daily time frame just here, bringing out these oscillators right here. First of all, we have the regular RSI and the stochastic RSI just here, and they are both actually showing that there is a bearish divergence currently forming on the daily chart. Because we haven't really confirmed a short-term peak in the Bitcoin price on the daily time frame, once again, if we actually see the Bitcoin price continue to the upside here, then that can actually drag these indicators to the upside as well and cancel out that bearish divergence. But especially if we cannot hold above these moving averages. So by the way, those moving averages, the 200-day and the 21-week, are currently coming in at roughly around 45,000. So if we start breaking below 45k with some confirmation on the chart, so a spike or surge in volume or a retest of that level, then that would actually confirm these bearish divergences forming in these RSIs just here. And even if these bearish divergences do end up confirming, all that basically means is in the short term, we are more likely that we're going to stop heading to the upside, and we could be in for a little bit of a sideways consolidation and perhaps more of a short-term cool off on the chart. But once again, that's mainly if we break back below that moving average. So that's why I am talking about these moving averages quite a lot on the channel recently, because they really are significant to pay attention to. It's something that I am paying attention to myself. But we also have this fundamental Bitcoin chart to pay attention to. Once again, these charts are technical analysis. This here is fundamental analysis, taking a look at what's actually happening on the Bitcoin blockchain. And this chart just here shows the unspent transaction outputs realized price distribution, which essentially just shows us where the majority of people were buying into Bitcoin. So this first massive cluster just here started at roughly around 5 to 6,000 US dollars and ends at roughly around 11 to 12,000 US dollars, give or take. So obviously there was a lot of Bitcoin investors that accumulated at those price levels. And when you're zooming out on the weekly Bitcoin chart, really taking a look at the big picture here, you can see why a lot of people bought in around 5 to 10,000 US dollars, because right here, we were trading in around that price range for over a year when you're talking about 2019 to 2020 just here. But if you're also including the 2018 bear market, Bitcoin was trading within that price range for nearly 3 full years, which is obviously why there was a lot of volume, a lot of people buying into Bitcoin at that price range just there. Now taking a look at the next massive volume cluster for Bitcoin, this is between roughly around 30,000 up towards roughly around 40,000 US dollars. And taking a look on the Bitcoin chart, once again, zooming into the daily time frame, this has actually been the price range that we have been trading within over the past 2.5 months. As I'm just hiding my face cam so you can see what's happening behind me just here, taking a look at this gray little spike just here, that's currently where we're sitting at right now, roughly around 45 to 46,000 US dollars. So we do actually have a decent little volume spike at around the current prices, which is actually why we're slowing down at the current prices. We are entering into a historic range where we have actually found a lot of accumulation and a lot of selling in around this price range just here. But if we can get above around 47,000 US dollars and break out of this short-term little price range just here, the next volume cluster on this chart actually starts at roughly around 55,000 US dollars, give or take, and goes all the way up towards around 60,000 US dollars as our next major area on the chart where a lot of people accumulated Bitcoin. Taking a look on the Bitcoin daily time frame, once again, you can actually see in this entire price range just here, that was the exact levels that we were trading at when all of these people were buying into Bitcoin. And so how can you actually use a chart like this to your advantage? Well, usually when all of these clusters are below the current Bitcoin price, they act as support. And when these clusters are above the Bitcoin price, they act as resistance. So for example, right now, we do actually have major support starting at around 40,000 US dollars, give or take. And of course, we know this on the channel because this was previously massive resistance for the Bitcoin price. And of course, when we break above massive resistance, that flips into new support at roughly around 40,000, give or take, once again. And that goes all the way down towards 30,000. So this entire price range just here between 40,000 to 30,000, there is a lot of buyers in that price range just there. And then, yeah, we do have this spike in around the current prices, roughly around 45 to 46,000. So that is why we are slowing down a little bit in the short term, running into a bit of resistance because of this chart just here. And yeah, once again, if we continue to break above 47,000, then the next main area on this chart is starting at roughly around 55,000 US dollars. So from the current price to 55,000, that's roughly around a 20% gain for Bitcoin, which is obviously a pretty nice gain. And then according to this indicator, once again, that is an area on the chart where we could expect a bit of resistance to come into play at roughly around 55 to 60,000 US dollars, close to the all-time high. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these future videos. By the way, some of the content that I've covered in this video, I've already posted over on my Twitter. So if you follow me over on my Twitter, which by the way, the link to my Twitter is in the description down below, then you get instant access to these extra free updates throughout the day. I keep you guys updated at all times, once again, over on the Twitter, link in the description. But anyway, that's really everything I have to say for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.